Hello, world, and welcome to another episode of Critical Hits, a foul-mouthed podcast where we talk about everything. I am your host, Red King, and with me, always, is Crimson and Chrono Warden.
There's a Yu-Gi-Oh card sitting on a bucket, and it distracted me. I'm sorry.
Is it? What is? Nope. It is Dragon Ice.
Well,
well,
it is a blue dragon, just not that blue dragon.
neither
White dragon.
Neither is it the Akira Toriyama Blue Dragon. Anyways, hi guys. Yes, it is.
Thank you for the distraction. Tonight!
Shout out to Miss Walker Studios. You guys need to release Fantasia on something that is not Apple Arcade. Thank you.
Hot diggity daffodil.
That's my tech talk, folks.
That was a hot take. Tonight, this is the final round of Mythical Champ.
It has come down to this.
Yep, it is Phoenix versus Valkyrie. That's the sound of a bird dying. Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Yes.
We are Critical Hit and Mythical Champions. Final starts now! All right. That was totally the appropriate amount of
That was the appropriate amount of intensity for what's going on here.
But before we begin, this is the first one of this year,
Yes.
Chrono. Take it away with Tech Talk.
So, ants are fucking terrifying.
Okay. That's a good way to start, and technically true.
So, scientists are specifically analyzing the way fire ants adapt to different circumstances, because these are ants that will turn their bodies into a raft and put the queen in the middle, like super high up. So they don't care if some ants at the bottom drown. That's their job. They will make bridges out of their own bodies.
That is cool, but sadistic, but very cool.
And terrifying.
They're like, link up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Imagine
your link cable, sister. You know it.
if
For
I
the queen.
Now, if I see an ant raft, I'm just throwing a rock at it.
That would be the most piss ant movie.
You know the funny part? They'd still come back.
If like form together, like you're so tough.
He's got a boulder. Get back together. Save the queen.
Centurions, reform. Bite that fucker.
They all come after me.
And fire ant bites suck.
Like it'll be like one of those situations where there's a hole next to me and I didn't realize it. And out comes fire ants.
Right to the scrotum.
So I've never been bitten by fire ants, but my oldest son got really fucking close. He got so close.
He's got the luck, man.
Oh my gosh.
So tell me why ain't nothing but
So the reason this segment specifically began with ants is because these people are studying microbots.
I don't like where this is going.
ant bots. That's what
Well,
I'm calling them from now on.
Effectively, they're basically using like different electrical signals or things like that to make these little robots form that kind of structure. Like they've subjected them to high heat because red ant or fire ants will change how they're shaped that if they run into a super high temperature, where again, a lot of them might die. But if you have a queen that can shit out 1 million babies in a week, a couple 100,000 ain't that bad.
Yes.
So it's essentially going to be like the motherfucker from Big Hero 6.
Oh, the villain?
The villain, yeah.
Shigaraki?
No, he was
The
Shikai or something.
yeah.
Ah, damn
the one. Have you ever seen the one with the fucking white fluffy like robot dude?
Yeah, I fucking vaguely remember who you're talking about.
Yeah, because there's a Disney movie based off of a comic, and you
said
Yeah.
Big Hero 6. I thought you fucking said My Hero Academia. I'm like, what the
I've been thinking about it too because it's coming back soon.
But yes, Big Hero 6, yes.
So the villain, he's got like the nanobot.
He takes
things.
control of Hero's microbots.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So that would be cool and potentially I guess the start of an action movie.
Yokai.
That's what that's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah, no, that would be cool. That'd be amazing.
You want to know what? It's just one of those things because, like, maybe AI just makes thirsty fucking animu girls
Like out of nanobots.
and no.
Well,
I'm trying to paint a picture.
you just did. Crimson finished it.
Oh yeah, I was just saying.
Yeah, it
nanobots.
was a stupid fucking picture. It turned into a fucking stupid picture with fucked up hands. Anywho, it's like
Not when they can reconfigure on the drop of a dime.
Yep.
that was what I was that first it's talking to your perfect anime waifu. Then they all start figuring out how to use them tiny bots, and then they start killing people. Cause Chat GPT comes up with shit that I'm like, how?
We need that one video in Futurama where it says "Don't fuck robots."
No dice.
All right, Fry.
Dude, me and Fry.
You would lack the delta brainwave, so you can become the savior against the brains.
Damn it.
Now we are leaving again for no reason.
Dang it. I believe that I have that special ability.
You are your own grandfather.
Yeah.
That also makes him your grandfather.
That
Yeah, fuck
that's
you.
some devastating logistics
Sonny.
I do not need to even attempt to wrap my mind around.
So imagine the ability to have like, so I need a fucking chef's knife. Nanobots?
I mean, this is more for like, a bridge collapsed.
Oh, yeah, I guess that makes probably more tangible sense.
Or a pipe burst.
Oh, that's cool though. Cause I work at a job that makes food product, and sometimes we have pipe bursts.
Yeah.
And that would actually be useful. You would save so much product. It'd be like shut down the line. Shoo, nanobots.
You might not even have to shut down the line.
That is true.
Especially if they could
Nanobots.
sacrifice themselves to create like real-time welds.
Well, the point of the nanobots
That'd be
is that
sick.
they would just hold out until whether it be a robot worker or a human worker comes in and does the repair.
Right.
So it's like Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
Fucking cool. So
Or a tank that can fit through like a very small opening.
oh,
I
surprise.
Could you imagine that shit, like nanobots that could form together into a fucking tank? It could squeeze through like,
mean, the crack in the door.
yeah. Why
Oh,
is there a
damn.
tank in my living room? Holy fuck.
Is that a cardboard cutout of a tank? 3-dimensional profile. Oh, shit. Boom.
Oh shit, it's a real tank. Yo, no, that would be pretty damn incredible.
Like some sick shit where it's like small enough to be basically a sheet of paper.
Yeah.
Just
Because this
fucking
is
around along
actually
the ground.
happening at Texas A&M University.
of course.
Texas?
Yeah.
Oh,
This is
shit.
America, baby.
No, they got a sick fucking university on it.
Well, yes, I'm sure they do, but you would have to rely on some whole Americans to actually want to go through it instead of eating steak and looking at bikini clad blonde girls.
Wow.
You got two hands?
You right?
solving equations with the other.
Because, yeah, the idea is that, like, they can change. Fire ants will change based on heat, light, if they run into chemicals, water, things like that.
Yep.
They're training these bots to do the same thing, and they actually take different shapes. Like, they subjected them to 120 degrees Fahrenheit, 175.
Would they help you smoke a brisket?
You're being a dickhead.
I gotta stop. I really gotta stop doing that.
See, I come with these great technologies, and you're like, can it do this dumb task that I can already do?
But I don't want to do it. It's the point. If I can have delicious smoked brisket,
Go to a restaurant.
Whatever. Nobody makes good barbecue around here. We live in New York.
There's a few places that do good barbecue.
Like way out. Like there's an
No.
hour and a half out.
No.
Yeah, you're right about that. I'm not trying to talk about specific, restaurants. I don't want to give any of you listeners an idea of where we're at.
Especially if they live in Texas.
Because they're show up just to kick my ass.
Last week was the Italians.
Oh,
made that
yeah.
unfair joke. Now it's the Texans. Oh boy.
Well, they lost anyway, so
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Rough,
so
dude.
the Italians and the Texans are gonna have to fight to see who can come after us.
So too bad you can't use microbots to repair that record, bitch.
Damn.
I don't know why.
That would be a terrifying football game. Imagine you just tackle a dude, then he just melts into bots, eats you, and keeps going.
That'd be the fucked up thing.
Imagine worse off they weren't supposed to be there.
Yeah, like not even get around you, just fucking kill you. You're gone.
Ref, is that a penalty? His knee didn't touch the ground. No, he's not out.
He got cut up like construction paper.
Like you didn't grab your face mask or anything. No jersey, no
Avoids
face.
the helmet.
Yeah.
All the clothing is just floating there for a second, and then falls Looney Tunes style.
Like I see nothing wrong here. Furthermore, I'm leaving
I'm getting out of here before this gets out of
It's
hand.
good. I'm out.
because the Terminator is apparently here.
Actually, that would be a sweet Blood Bowl team.
Dude.
Bunch
Yeah.
of nanobot
Fucking robots.
Yeah, dude.
That game is fantastic.
Wait, have they made any new ones?
There was one released in like the early 2010s, I think, maybe 2015, because I have it on my Steam account.
Shit, I need to check that out actually. But like the idea of like something like real time repairs, right? So like imagine if some catastrophic thing happened, like something collapsed, like
Right.
street collapse. Maybe some fucking propane tank blew up in a house.
The state of Florida has another sinkhole open up.
Yep.
The state of Florida still exists.
Damn.
Nanobots takes care of that.
And America's dick gets cut off.
Yep.
No, but that is, I mean, like that's amazing. So when is the release date? When can we-
Oh my god.
Since it's only in fucking testing phase, probably not for a while.
Is it going to be before I die? Hopefully.
Possibly.
It might be right before you die.
Because they're figuring out what like polymers work best.
What could they fix me? So say for example,
Nothing can fix you.
A lobotomy.
Just to throw the whole fucking brain out. Trying to cut all the fucking weird thirst and porn and
Well, we could figure out if he actually has a
Impossible.
trapped person in there.
like the actual me.
actual crimson is just like, oh my gosh, I thought no one would ever find me. I've got a lot of interesting nanobot ideas.
I'm super good at math.
This weird pervert's been stifling me.
When you put both hands on the calculator, it's amazing what happens.
Golly.
I hate you guys.
No, but I do have another eventual weird science / tech talk involving proof of concept on meat brains and computers together.
What?
You'll have to wait and find out.
Damn it.
That was leaving him hanging. I like that. I like that little touch to the end of that.
Good teaser. I hate you.
It is the final round of Mythical Champions.
Tournament 1.
Yes.
Yeah, expect more. There's going to be more just carnage like is about to happen today. It's going to involve fire. It's going to involve maybe some... fuck you.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of dead bird.
I hope not.
So
If only you didn't have that Achilles heel.
Achilles feather.
Well, you have heels.
Yeah, true. They're little weird like bird
so
heels.
does the Valkyrie, probably.
Yeah, but they're covered in iron.
like as a brief aside, armor heals are an interesting thing I didn't realize I was interested in.
Now who's the thirst trap?
Right? It's in weird spots, I know, but armor heals.
Like, nice.
It's just stupid. Probably never even existed historically.
But probably not. They're a little
If you weren't
impractical.
made of magic, it wouldn't even. So let's.
What are you thinking about?
Let's Yep, I'm just gonna skip right past it. Let's reintroduce our combatants. We have the Phoenix, who previously triumphed over. Holy shit!
Tsuchigumo.
He actually took Tsujigumo.
Barely.
Yes,
He was doing all right. He was doing all right.
and he also managed to take.
Lignaposh.
Yes.
Which that was, I think, the squarest victory I've had so far.
Yeah, Valkyrie was a little bit more dominant in the victory department, where it was not really a question as to.
It was a fucking hard fight for every one of my combatants.
Yeah, but Valkyrie came out against Basilisk and took that pretty handily.
Yeah.
And the next one was I keep thinking Mazakine, but you counterpicked.
Yeah, I counterpicked for the fucking spider.
The first victory was against Jean, and
Yes.
the second one was why am I so forgetful? I'm an idiot. I was just
So
I literally just said
tournament
it.
bracket went Medusa versus Jin / Ifrit, because that's what the Jin specifically you picked. Ifrit moved on.
Yep.
Valkyrie versus Basilisk. Valkyrie moved on.
And
Then
that
in
was
the-
beginning of the end.
Yes.
Yep.
After the other bracket was Mazakine, who was picked to counter Valkyrie directly, versus 60-foot long fucking kaiju spider.
Yep. It was just a bad pick.
I didn't expect it.
Right.
Like, not for nothing, you're all like, I'm going to use tact and shit. And then suddenly it's just giant fucking spider.
Right. What's your spec factor? Big ass spider.
Fucking hate it. Whatever.
And then Phoenix came up against the Dragon of the Derry in Ireland.
So far, listen, this is gonna be a tough one. But I think I have strategies. I have strategies that might work. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a poll.
If you have to say it's going to be a poll, it probably won't work.
Well, I guess it depends. It depends. We'll see.
Okay. So let me, because I totally prepped this in advance, but switched the fucking tab to look up who was the villain in Big Hero 6.
You're welcome.
It was the professor.
So we are going to flip this fucking coin. Who is heads?
I'll be. Wait, who was heads last? I'll be heads. Fuck it.
Okay, here we go.
I always take you for an ass man.
You're not wrong.
Tails.
Oh, okay, sure.
Well, I'm going to pick to let him go first anyway.
That was your second deferral.
And
The fucking
Can I use it for refusal?
referral refusal. Okay.
Counter.
And then we stop.
I'm like, bye, guys.
Anyway, boss monsters again, folks. Yep.
It's still on the table. Anyways, okay. If you're going to defer, I'm okay with that. I'll take it. So I'm gonna kind of reintroduce some abilities.
Yeah, just
Obviously,
take it from the damn top, because this is the crescendo of this series.
yes.
And coincidentally, our first series that we're gonna
conclude.
actually conclude.
Yes. So, just a reminder, a phoenix is a bird of mythical proportion, a firebird, more specifically. Not the car.
Hot chicken.
Not the car. we don't do that here.
Oh, he said.
But that would be cool as hell, wouldn't it?
Bad. I already have a pick for the next tournament.
Oh my gosh. Wouldn't surprise me.
I'm ready to get into that. Anyways, so we're gonna start in bird form. the abilities that the Phoenix carries, which is superhuman speed. This is technically both, but it's more so in bird form. Obviously, you can always fly faster than you can run. Fire mimicry, pyrokinesis. It has hell and holy fire. It has immortality to a point. You can kill it, but it'll come back. Except for weakness. Anyways, invulnerability again to a point. Superhuman strength. That's technically in human form. Healing tears. Healing factor. Nigh omnipotence. In parentheses. In some cases. Pyroportation. Chronokinesis. Shapeshifting. Self-resurrection, matter transmutation, and photokinesis. They also have, which is not listed on my fancy little sheet, but they also have chronokinesis, if I didn't already say it.
You did say it.
I did?
It was like second or third from the
I
bottom.
did. There it is. So the superhuman strength I will say is relegated to human form. And incineration touch is left for human form. Can't do that in bird form.
It's really kind of weird that possibly the best move, which is just like kind of instantly immolating something on touch, is a human form.
Nah,
move?
think about it. Hit him with the people's elbow and fly.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Incineration people's elbow. Coolest thing ever.
From the top rope. Oh my god, he's fucking dust.
Kansas's dust in the wind starts
Yes.
playing.
So the phoenix can also come in many different forms, but the common form of a phoenix is a standard about like hawk-ish size bird. Not big. It can be big firebird, which I'm just gonna throw it out there right now. This is it. This is the final.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say transformation option, big firebird.
Okay.
I look to the judge for this as well.
You know that kind of leaves you open. So if you're asking me for big firebird,
Yes.
so big showy flaming bird, you understand that now he gets to pick an ultra, right?
That's fine. I think that's appropriate.
Okay.
So my ultra is transformation, big, showy firebird. Yeah. So that's just a quick rundown. I would have given you the awesome intro that I think I had when I first introduced the Phoenix, but you're gonna have to go back and watch that episode for that one.
Listen, we don't have video yet.
Listen to that episode. I thought you were telling me to listen. I'm sorry. I was like, that was intense. You're up next.
I know. So, the Valkyrie, once again, donning her winged helmet. Brilliant white feathers flapping out behind her as she dons her iron armor, chainmail cloak,
And the cake.
And the armor
and the
heels.
iron cake with the iron armored heels.
I'm into Stupid.
So they are masters of multiple different combat fighting styles: sword and shield, spear and shield, axe and shield, axe throwing, spear throwing, archery, all the good shit.
Yes.
If a Norseman picked it up, a Valkyrie has done it better.
Yes.
Man. Valkyrie can always do it better. Anyways.
Superhuman strength, endurance, speed, and skill. They're spirit beings that can become immaterial, incorporeal, and invisible.
Mm-hmm.
And for this one, since the Phoenix is such a force of life and rejuvenation, I am focusing specifically on the role of a Valkyrie as a Reaper.
Okay.
Death magic.
Interesting. Okay.
Now, Phoenix being what it is, not really the soul ripping touch isn't going to do that thing.
Right.
But decay is a very prominent force.
Yeah.
And what can time not escape? A black hole, which is sort of the ultimate force of entropy, isn't it?
Oh shit. Is that the ultimate?
That's the idea of entropy countering chronokinesis is going to be the thing. I do have a bit more to go into.
Okay.
Obviously, Valkyries always have some kind of companion.
Mm-hmm.
I went with the winged wolf last time, and that's what I'm sticking with this time because it's fucking metal.
It is possibly the most metal thing ever. That's a Metallica cover. Or like a Megadeth cover.
It should be. You fucking badass Valkyrie with an axe and a shield on a winged wolf.
Yeah.
Yep. That's in my room somewhere. Anyway.
But you have to remember one of the primary opponents of the Aesir, the Norse pantheon under Odin specifically, is Surtur and the Fire Giants.
Oops.
So big fiery things are something that a Valkyrie is going to be able to handle fairly well.
Okay.
Definitely a thing that she would have experience dealing with.
Yes.
Okay.
The tough thing also comes from the fact that there's fucking magic everywhere in Norse mythology.
Yeah.
So, like, in a situation where, you know, maybe it was some big fucking spider.
Whatever.
You know what I mean? It'd be like, oh my gosh, a little too much magic happened and I got overwhelmed. This motherfucker would be like, okay, and.
So hold on. I'm gonna say, as a Valkyrie being a spiritual being, I believe that hell or holy fire could potentially be a difference maker. They are meant to incinerate and or destroy spiritual beings specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Dark or light spiritual beings, since a phoenix has both. So I'm going to go with the first line of defense for a phoenix in this fight, I believe, is its control over holy or hellfire. Not just regular fire. I believe if it was regular fire, I wouldn't have bought the piss in. But
Over pretty quick.
But I think with the sheer amount of fire that it can control, combined with the ability to hopefully damage spirits, I think that would be the first line of defense.
So does holy and hellfire follow at least the same basic rules of fire? Can you snuff it out?
You could. So here's the thing. You would have to be able to snuff out a lot of it.
Not necessarily. It's only you need to keep enough away from you to protect yourself.
Okay, that's a fair point. So, tactic number 2, I've been thinking about this. So, a common tactic that a phoenix is known to use is a flaming dive bomb.
Okay.
So, combined with superhuman speed, I believe that if a phoenix covered itself in holy or hellfire and dive bombed,
Okay. Is it making physical contact?
it is.
So it's got to, even if it lands the blow, it's still hitting iron.
This is true, but the weakness the weakness does take effect. But if not expressly hit by said iron thing, yes, it's affected, not killed.
Okay.
So if it can
So-
dive bomb and not get hit, I
so
believe
do we have relative speed stats on the Phoenix?
I think that would probably be the most important thing to know because a lot of the swooping, if it's flying at the speed of like a regular, like if it's flying at the speed of a hawk.
Well, I would assume it's faster than even a peregrine falcon dive bombing.
Right.
so
That would be at least safe.
So as for a relative speed for it, it's said to be the fastest creature to exist, but a phoenix can move way above the speed of light.
Okay.
So when it dive bombs theoretically faster than something can comprehend.
Light doesn't escape a black hole, though.
This is true.
Gravity is still a fucking huge factor here.
This is true.
And even if you make bodily contact and that hit, sword comes up. Even if the Valkyrie dies too.
Would the Valkyrie be able to comprehend it quick enough, though?
I would argue.
Okay.
I would argue that, I mean, we are dealing with a magical being in the Valkyrie, but it seems like that would be a tough thing, right? Fucking something moving faster than the speed of light. They still got eyes, and the eyes work like eyes.
I think the comprehension of the strike would be the toughest part. I do believe that there's a chance if you were already in your battle mode and you came out swinging, maybe you would be able to hit it, but that's a pretty fast creature to have to try to counter. So I think that would be, as far as a offensive move, I think that's probably the better thing that a Phoenix has in this case. Whereas a lot of like mass fire creation would probably be more defensive than anything.
The other thing is like, we can't count on either of these creatures getting tired, right?
No.
No, they are aside from actually getting hit with something iron. That's the only thing that can really slow a Phoenix down at all.
It is okay. So that's another thing. So essentially they're at the top of their game all day.
They're tough. They're tough little creatures, man.
And same thing goes for the Valkyrie. Valkyrie's at the top condition all day.
Yes.
The only thing that stops these two are physical injuries.
Yes. Which I think battlefield awareness would be the tough part as far as facing a Valkyrie, because the other thing is giving opportunities for these things to happen, right? If a Valkyrie knows what's going on, I think there would be a little bit more that a Phoenix would have to get through besides just, hey, I'm going to choose to do this and it happens. You know what I mean? So I think that would be the tough part, is kind of being able to catch a Valkyrie by surprise. But I think if you did it,
Now, what does a Valkyrie do as far as like warding and like being able to control areas magically?
So that's just it. They don't technically really control the battlefield. They use tactics and direction.
They
like
have
that.
probability magic, but that, did we agree last time that it more works on mortals influenced?
They can use it on themselves, but not to the degree of like,
Turning a whole
right.
battle.
They can't go. They can affect like an individual at a time.
Right. So I guess probability I would frame it as something that a Valkyrie might be able to use on herself, as like kind of the idea is like saving throw with advantage.
Yeah.
why you make me want to roll dice?
The Phoenix being able to move at the speed of, we're assuming the speed of fucking light, with I'm gonna rule bird maneuverability. It's not a situation where this motherfucker's cutting on a dime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this thing can't stop and change direction and like do angular ping 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 like
Get swooping.
Yeah. So it would be, you'd have to swoop, loop, and swoop.
Yeah, a miss would be a problem.
Yeah,
That would slow the whole thing way down.
Yeah, you'd have to stop your dive bomb, pick up, and re-angle yourself. And I'm assuming that's not going to happen at light speed.
No.
Because you, in your words, said light speed dive bomb.
Yeah. So the thing is, though, if you choose and pick what you're gonna do as a Phoenix and you set yourself up for it and just go, if you can set up a straight line, keep your distance, kind of play the field a little bit, and then dive bomb from there, I think that would be probably the best option for using that tactic. It wouldn't be a situation where you would have to be, flying around and in the middle of something and then choose to do that. It wouldn't really work that way.
Now, last time we spoke about the Phoenix, there was a question about its intelligence.
It's equivalent to human intelligence. It's got in bird form, it's got tiny brain, yes, but it's also a mythical creature. So,
Right.
In human form, it carries itself exactly like a human. So it at least has the ability to do that.
Right.
So not a genius by any means.
Right.
but-
So in bird form, it's not just acting like a hawk.
yeah.
It is showing a little bit of extra ability to think.
Yes.
Because I was thinking about that as like a super duper weakness, which would suck because if you were fucking bird brained.
So it's always on fire, right?
Yes.
So it can't hide really.
No. The only way that it hides its true form is by turning into a human.
Right.
So it's not a stealthy creature.
So in that case,
So a Valkyrie using a bow from stealth can, if it hits, that's it. If it misses, dive bomb.
Yep.
what are we talking about as far as senses? Does the Valkyrie or Phoenix have any special extrasensory perceptions?
The sensory perception is only that of like an animal would feel a human being or a foe of some kind around. So it's heightened, not like otherworldly.
Yeah, Valkyrie doesn't you don't break a twig 1,000 miles away and they know you're there.
Right.
They have superhuman senses in the sense that they have better than perfect vision, better than perfect hearing. They can see in the dark. I mean, shit like that, but
They don't have the ability to just
they're not fucking Samurai Jack with the blindfold on.
yeah.
That's a good reference.
Okay, that is actually an amazing reference.
That is fantastic.
Like that. Little feathers fluttering through the wind.
So I will say that the other tactic I've considered is the ability to use pyroportation. So the idea is that you teleport, but in a big explosion of fire.
Mm-hmm.
So if a Valkyrie was to get close and the Phoenix had enough time to react and teleport in explosions of fire, it's not like massive, but it might be ways to do bits of damage and still be dodging.
Or even fake your own death.
That is another option. I actually didn't really think about that.
So I will also say, because of the immaterial thing, technically a Valkyrie can just chill in the ground until she's ready to strike, or a tree.
I did forget about that. That's a tough one. That's a very tough one.
And yeah, I mean that's a whole ass thing. You could shed your corporeal form as a means to dodge.
Yeah.
You could just thump, and now you don't have a body for a split second.
Valkyrie's gear goes with them, though, so
Yes.
that doesn't...
Yeah, that's problematic. So that is the one thing. I mean, if a strike was made by a Phoenix on a Valkyrie and they just won't out of existence real quick and come back, that's a devastating tactic.
Because we all agreed that they don't have any extra super special senses. So
Correct. Neither opponent.
yeah, nobody's got the ability to even though you're incorporeal, I can still sense you.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the biggest thing that I would say a Phoenix has over a Valkyrie in this regard, since invisibility, even magically, is kind of just manipulation of light, that tactic wouldn't really work. You can't be invisible if everything's on fire.
Right.
Because you're going to see like the shimmers in the air and shit better.
Yes, that's fair. So the major problem for me, like you brought up distance fighting, and I think that would kind of be a scary thing because any iron at all is a weakness for the Phoenix.
Mhm.
So an iron tipped arrow is a serious problem.
But an iron tipped arrow, we're gonna assume that it is that Valkyrie is capable of pulling the heaviest poundage bow that you can.
Mhm.
It is far beyond something that a very strong human could pull.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you somehow managed to disarm a Valkyrie of her bow and you tried to pull it, it probably wouldn't move. And an arrow flying only goes so fast. Even though it's probably the fastest arrow that has been shot, it's something that a bird could likely outrun if you didn't lead it right, which we already know. As a master of tactics, you're going to know how to lead a fucking target.
Yeah.
So I will say, I think Valkyrie at best maybe gets 3 shots in a fight. Attacking from surprise. If she doesn't die from the dive bomb, she would probably try and line something up there.
Right.
And then maybe one more good shot after popping up out of the ground from immaterial.
Right.
Yeah.
After that, it's not really a good tactic anymore.
I don't think there's ever a time where, aside from a light speed dive bomb, that a Phoenix goes head on against a Valkyrie.
Hmm.
It's just not possible. Because
Yeah.
if you make one mistake and you come in contact with anything iron, you're done. Like all of your healing factors are gone. Like your ability to even use fire is gone. A lot of things go really badly.
Yeah, you touch iron, next thing you know, you're just a bird.
Yes. I will say that, matter transmutation is an ability, right? So to be able to kind of use things around you in unique types of ways.
Mhm.
I know probably anybody listening who potentially has watched Full Metal Alchemist might be thinking that type of thing. I'm thinking of the ability to maybe reshape things as a defensive mechanism.
Mhm.
If you could encase yourself in something, even just to stifle a blow,
Just slow something down enough.
Right.
yeah, and then strike from there. I think that is also another potential tactic. And we'll just go ahead and assume that matter transmutation is more than likely a human form thing. I'm going to assume touch is involved because most cases you can't transmute matter without coming into contact with it at
Right.
first.
Now the human form. Arguably the most dangerous physical damage weapon that the Phoenix has is it being able to incinerate things on touch.
Yes.
It's almost a no-go. It almost doesn't work unless it's a full-on ambush.
Yep. So that's the thing is that, I mulled it over in my head as far as tactics go. And as devastating as that is, it would have to be a situation where it's like, I got you by the arm and you didn't have armor on that arm.
So here's the thing, right? It's not a bad final move, but you've got to get chest or head. Because
Yeah.
a Valkyrie would absolutely cut a limb off to save themselves and then kill you.
Yeah.
Or they'll kill you and then cut the limb off.
Yeah. So I do believe that there are situations where it does work. It is probably the most dangerous.
Because an incineration, like if you were swinging and you put an arm up with the incineration touch, you're gonna burn their hand off.
Yeah.
It's not gonna travel. It's not like a necrotic attack.
Yes.
It is just turning something to ash as it touches you.
Now, I will say that when it comes to the only weak points on a Valkyrie, potentially the most lethal spots to incinerate, if you can grab a Valkyrie by their uncovered face, that would be that would be we will trust and say a
It's
kill
one
shot.
of those things where like, you wouldn't be able to like. So the ambush would have to come from, like diving out of a tree. Something crazy like that.
Yeah.
You couldn't sneak up behind a Valkyrie.
You couldn't like sneak up on him or like lull him into a false sense of security because they'd be the type of motherfuckers who keep you at 3 foot like that.
Yeah, easy.
You'd be like, why are you stepping in on me? Step back.
Perfect stabbing distance.
Yep.
Hold on, let me measure this.
Yep.
You're good. Sir, you're too close. What do you mean? You're within spear strike. Back up.
Yep.
Yeah, perfect.
3 circles. Axe, sword, spear.
Yep. It's like punching, axe, sword, spear.
Yeah.
And then arrow is like really fucking wide.
Now the thing is, because I also thought that chronokinesis could be a good option.
Little time stop action.
Time stop, or even potentially if you use it in a unique way, you might be able to avoid getting stabbed by a sword by reversing its personal time to when it wasn't a sword. So that's the thing, is that they have intricate control over time. They can control either an entire moment in time, entire space in time, or one singular thing.
So it just turns into a lump of ore.
So does that affect magical weapons though?
So that's actually, second weakness besides iron is magic. So I'm gonna go off of an assumption and say probably not.
Okay.
So that might then kind of counteract that.
My stupid ass almost said Hephaestus. I was like thinking like who would fucking forge Valkyrie weapons, but that's the wrong pantheon.
It's the dwarves.
You're stupid. You should know this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's so therefore you would not be able to affect a weapon. So that was kind of
That would be you rewind yourself.
yeah, you can rewind.
If you're flying in and you did something stupid, you just hit the rewind and try it. And
How many times can you do that though? Because if like the Valkyrie lines up a strike, you rewind and she knows something happened because you rewound yourself.
yeah, she's gonna see you go back.
So she then sets up something else in the way so that you have to either rewind time again and create a new tactical point she can observe.
Yeah, I don't think there's many times you would be able to use
Like
that.
the longer this battle goes, the more the Valkyrie's going to be able to adapt and everything.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of the thing, is that a long fight can't happen. If a long fight happens, then I think a Phoenix loses every time.
Yeah, because it's learning your opponent's weakness versus the Phoenix having a lot of time to try different shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like I do believe that a power set of a Phoenix pretty much can get all utilized before it's over.
Mhm.
Guaranteed a kill? Probably not, but I think that you could cycle through it. Like you could rewind yourself at least. I would give it at least twice before something becomes a little too predictable.
Right.
You know, because that is not an instantaneous thing. You
No.
know, when you rewind yourself, you can imagine at its absolute best, at the same speed you initially did the action, you're now going in reverse. You know, that's it. You know, and that's if we're, you know, a light speed dive bomb might be able to go back in light speed. But if you're just doing a roundabout and you rewind, you know, that's a very predictable rewinding pattern. So I think it's safe to say that, you know, you could get it a couple times, but after seeing it once, a Valkyrie would be like, okay, now you're going backwards, so I'm just going to shoot where you were. So it becomes, I think that is the thing. I think if it becomes an endurance battle, I don't think it's working out for the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Endurance doesn't work. Trickery doesn't really work.
Yeah. It's a lot of kamikaze, man.
Overwhelming, like a complete overwhelming attack, or just go for broke and see if you both die.
Yeah.
Or go for broke and then now you've kind of lost a lot of your ability to heal and maybe you'll revive. But if you've been touched by iron, you probably won't.
A lot of things go back, and there's nothing that really has said that it just bounces back. You know, I don't know if it's a situation where they lose all of their abilities for good, if they will eventually die, and I think that more than likely is going to be the thing.
They become mortal.
So when they're struck with an iron weapon, do they sort of do that like disintegration-y thing?
Yeah, when they're struck, if they're cut with an iron weapon, they're dead immediately.
Mm.
There's no two ways about it. It's
Well,
like,
is it just like they just die, or does their body turn into like ash?
it's gone
Okay.
immediately.
'Cause,
So
in a lot of Phoenix mythology, it's they come back out of their own ashes. So even if they're killed with an iron weapon, I was wondering if eventually they would come back.
that's the thing, is that their immortality comes from their ability to come back from their ashes. However, the iron counteracts that.
Okay.
The iron is a permanent death. If a phoenix is killed by iron, they're dead for good. Because in that moment before they were killed, they were rendered pretty much mortal.
Mm-hmm.
So none of their abilities kick in, therefore they're gone for good. So that's the one thing, is like, if you come in contact, like say you go to dive bomb and it's just a near miss, and then you kind of brush up against an iron pauldron, you are now mortal.
Yeah.
So even if you survive that particular moment, you're pretty much dead after that. One strike and you're gone.
Right.
So that's the thing. It's an all or nothing type of game for the Phoenix is what I'm realizing.
Yeah. It's really that light speed dive bomb.
Yeah.
Yep. You'd hope that, I mean, at the speed of light, it's hard to counter, but I mean, you might touch that fucking armor, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
We could assume that if you're moving at the speed of light, you can comprehend thought at the speed of light. So maybe you're flying and you can adjust yourself and try to nail this bitch in the face.
There's still an iron helmet.
Right? Like you go out the back of her head, you've touched an iron helmet.
Yep. Yeah. Now, I would say that the only other tactic I could really see is the pyroportation being, if not anything, a very good disorientation tactic, because it is still a very loud explosion.
Right.
You know, so even if you don't do enough to actually damage a Valkyrie, it will at least be disorientating to go try to take a swing at something and then just boom, and it's gone.
Or like you could use your pyroportation. I can speak
That's a
English.
hard one, isn't it?
It's the alliteration in the middle of the word.
Yep.
And you can like go behind her and it's like, ha! Nothing personal, kid. And then you use the incineration.
Oh my lord.
Chainmail cloak.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a shame.
That's the thing. If this was like Valkyrie profile, Valkyrie, easy as pie. A lot of exposed skin on that one.
No, this is not a JRPG Valkyrie.
Which is sad.
This is a God of War Valkyrie.
So yeah, that becomes difficult, you know.
Arm touch.
Yep, arm touch.
Thought touch.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Different kind of incineration in that case.
so I think
Incineration or insemination.
I hate you, dude.
I was going for hot loins, but same thing.
yeah, fair enough.
Indeed.
It's the hot loins.
Gird them.
So it is a battle of, it's all tactics. You know what I mean? Because I don't think there's a definitive counter pick as far as, you know, an ability that's like, oh crap, that one.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it all kind of comes down to tactics and, you know, how they're going to be able to utilize the abilities that they have, you know?
So, I mean, here's the thing I will say. So you do the head decapitation, get touched by the iron helm. Then the winged wolf just eats you.
I forgot about the winged wolf.
avenge me.
I forgot about that.
Chicken blew my head off.
I forgot about the winged wolf. That is true.
Rawr, rawr, motherfucker.
So it's safe to say that we'd have to exterminate winged wolf first, because anything that happens, that winged wolf is still going to be after you.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that becomes a problem.
That might be that'd be a vastly easier thing unless you put that fucker in armor.
like fucking what's that one from fucking
Battle Cat from
Battle
fucking
He-Man? Yeah.
That new season is. Oh wait, is that new season out?
I don't know.
Shit.
Time to watch.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the thing. Even if you do a light speed strike on the wolf first, your best tactic just got revealed. So if you target Valkyrie first, or if the wolf absorbs any blow, you leave yourself open to an attack.
This is true. I mean, I think having a group definitely does make that more difficult. The only thing is, though, Wolf is going to be susceptible to a lot more abilities than a Phoenix has.
Yes.
So maybe Phoenix overwhelms Wolf with a lot of fire.
Well, like I said, with when Valkyrie went up against Basilisk and I used the boar, death in battle is a huge honor in Norse culture.
Yep.
For you, for your companion. So even if you sacrifice your companion, it's not a bad thing.
This is true. So maybe it's a diversion.
Yeah, that thing gets roasted. Almost. I would say if you did 100 fights, then that wolf gets roasted almost every single time.
Right. There's like 3 where it doesn't.
Yeah. But what do you get from that? You know, how much time does that give you? So I think that's kind of the question.
Yeah. And if it wasn't blazing like the sun, a wolf would certainly be able to sniff it out and point to it.
Yeah.
Not that you would need it, because it's just as bright as day.
It's just up there like,
Hey.
So I think it is time.
We've given you everything we've got.
Yep. The only thing I've got is a fucking verdict.
it is time. This is what this series has built up to. Can we take a moment and appreciate the this is it. This is the swan song for the current heat.
Swan song.
I mean, if we do enough of these, we could make a tournament of champions.
We're definitely doing enough of these to a tournament of champions.
Yep.
And we can bring back some of the losers too.
Yep.
Be like, the losers bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Double round robin.
Ooh, I like that.
Oh my. That's
Sorry, we're planning your schedule.
oh no. This is what I live for. Least amount of work I gotta do, the better.
Oh no, you're coming in on the next one.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah. Oh. So here's the thing. It's official. Whoever wins this one, they go on to pick the next set of champions, and then we go up against the current judge. And then you will be, or one of us will become the new judge.
Okay.
Okay. So in this fight of Phoenix versus Valkyrie, the Valkyrie wins.
Oh,
The Valkyrie gets some new, very pretty feather plumage.
damn.
I think that there's enough. There is enough wild card shit that you could envision a Phoenix winning.
I feel like this is like a 51-49.
Yeah.
Surprisingly enough, yeah. I think after going back and forth, I think this was a very close one.
The thing that saves Valkyrie is not being phased by magical shenanigans.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit that happens. Like, we've seen because both the Greek and the Norse pantheon have roughly the same types of
Yeah.
roughly the same types of gods. So we're talking of gods that can move at the speed of light or faster.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because Helios, Mani, and Sol.
Yep. And that is true.
The other wolf.
I don't think that the Valkyrie would be like basically a personal army if that was a potential
it wouldn't,
threat.
it wouldn't be Odin's personal army if they could get fucking blasted by light speed shit. If that was the barometer, then pack it up.
Yeah.
Like, you're not around to just beat pretty. Defend me against light speed assholes. She's
No,
like,
that's
sure.
That's a
We'll
fair
figure it
argument.
out.
That's a fair argument.
Nope.
I can't argue against that. I think it was, like you said, it's kind of like one of those things where it's 51-49, and it's like there's a lot of back and forth, and there's a lot of times where motherfuckers end up dead.
Yeah.
But I do think that Wolf also made a pretty big difference, because if you think about it as a sacrificial lamb, it starts to become a lot more effective.
Right. Well, because that's the other thing. One of the best tactics the Phoenix would have to be just chill in like the line of sunlight, right?
Mhm.
That's its only stealth.
Yeah. Yep. It was literally direct line of sunlight. Yeah.
Yep. You'd have to fly up and just stay there.
Shit, shadows are moving. High noon, sweet.
Yep. If clouds pass, oh my word. you
Just
big bird shaped.
fucking overcast is the reason why he died.
Yep.
The solar eclipse.
Like, oh my fucking days. I'm so bright. There's no hiding. You can't go into like a little cave or nothing.
Yeah.
Why is that cave on fire?
Like, is someone in there? Are they toasting marshmallows?
Like even something like Basilisk has the ability to sneak up on somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're if you have that inclination, the Phoenix is just so fucking big and bright. Like, so that was a thing. I think a lot of it is like mutually assured destruction.
Mhm.
Like, what? I'm just gonna toast you into like nothing. So what if you get me? This whole area is going to get immolated.
Yeah. And I think that is a pretty big deal, where it's like, again, even a dive bomb, we can argue that it would have to be the absolutely perfect scenario that you don't come in contact with iron and then get eaten by a wolf, or if you don't come in contact with iron and then slowly fester away and die anyways.
Right.
Yep.
So I guess a kill for kill is not a point. You know what I mean? It still ends up 0-0. So if it comes to a point where, the only victories come from the ones that are not a kill for kill,
Yeah.
I think it starts to make more sense that a Valkyrie comes up on top. So that makes sense.
Yep. To Valhalla once again.
Hey,
With your hot armor heels.
can we say technically the Phoenix goes too? Come on. now.
Technically, yes, because they have a human form. You really think Odin wouldn't want a fucking Phoenix?
That'd be
in
the
his
cool.
army?
Yeah. He just wants the coolest shit. So we're down for that.
Like, I got flying wolves, ravens, that weird cow that we milk. It's technically a goat, is how they get the mead for Valhalla. They
Damn.
milk a goat and get mead.
That
Fucking wild.
yo, let me in there.
Norse mythology is fucking crazy.
Yeah, that shit is wild and badass.
So, I mean, you can't get a higher accolade than winning the Mythical Champions bracket.
That is amazing. Welcome, Valkyrie, as the first crowned Victorian of our Mythical Champions competition.
Yep.
You've earned it. You've killed a lot. Take a break. Eat some food. Get a new wolf, because that thing's dead.
Yep.
I think we're gonna go with a horse this time.
Yeah.
We lost a boar and a wolf. It's the horse's turn.
Oh, shit. Yep. And with that, we have reached the end. We are Critical Hit, and that was the conclusion of our first Mythical Champions.
I'm not crying, you are.
Terrible day for rain.
Nice. That almost got me. Find us wherever you find your favorites and only, to my knowledge, Mythical Champions podcast. Find us on Google, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, and Teaser. Find us on that hot YouTube joint at CritTube.
Hey, YouTube John.
Yeah, find us on them tweet Johns and Crit Hit Official.
Known as Twitter.
Yeah, that formerly known Johns. New episodes every Friday. Until then, does Valhalla have like sweet bathhouses?
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
So Wagyu beef is one of the second best, right? So the USDA has very specific requirements for what you buy in a grocery store or from a butcher as to what can count as Wagyu,
Yes.
because there's what's called Wangus.
Oh boy, what?
So they bred Wagyu and Angus cows together, and as long as it's like 46.03% Wagyu beef, a grocery store can call that Wagyu. Restaurants have no such restriction. There are only like 8 restaurants in the US that can actually import Kobe beef. So if you go to a restaurant and order Kobe or Wagyu, you're probably not getting Kobe or Wagyu.
So you're getting Wangus, though.
Yeah,
No, probably not. They're using probably a cheaper cut of cow.
That's depressing. Because wow.
Oh,
Hold on.
that's telling. That's telling.
No. That would have
He
been
got
awkward.
fucking ripped off. Oh, because there's only one time. Damn, he's the.
You know, next thing you know, I'm going to go to the next person I see and I'm going to be like, I've eaten Wangus before.
Not a great way to open a conversation.
Have you ever been to Wang R Us? They sell beef. I'll bet.
I'll bet.